ping pong because I've been in my room all day. KK. I'm reading what you said. What sent me? Look at the screenshot. I'm dropping you, bro. You don't look for improvement. You get tilted so easily, and you just do the same thing every single time, even when I try to help. K. That's kind of massive. Hell no. I don't know what that sent me.
Coming into today, Monster, I'm looking at the leaderboard, trying to get a feel of who actually has a chance to win. I went in my head all the way down to 8th place, Reed and Cooper. Then I thought Cole and Madden, they're playing well. Venno and Curve, they know how to take over games. Threats and Fear, they have been performing phenomenally. So when I go into
Oh, hello, Mr. Monkey.
do you really think can pull off the win?
And that's the thing, you know, we have these teams that are notoriously better on day 2, but then again, anything can happen. You see that breakaway performance. Some teams just get a little
I'm gonna go get ready for bed. Well, I say bed. It won't be until a couple hours, mate.
Like we saw with Bolts yesterday, really taking a car here. So Jacob, I mean, I'm with you. I do think, obviously, if you're in the 300-point range, you got a great shot. You got to prove it first.
Throughout day number 1, Monster, we've seen big games, over 100-point games, almost every single one by at least one of those teams. So I kind of agree with you. It'd be crazy to think a lot of these teams can't catch up, but with a day break in between, a chance to VOD review, fix some of these mistakes. You got a new chance at life. Dragon, Creon, Jack, and Pen, they're still going head-to-head at the split drop. It is going to be a 50-50 instead of trying to take two different sides. And Pen getting tagged up down to 26 HP. Jack as well. They get the first knock onto Dragon. He can't clean it up, though. He just falls short of that mark. Now it's going to be up to Pen to try to push in, but he gets taken down as well. Creon really clutch it up.
Yeah, this has just gone back and forth. You know, each team having their individual moments, essentially, but Creon and Dragon in the end are going to win. And they go right into Electro, and then he exposed himself. And no, you know they're going to push here, especially after seeing the shield crack. There's no reason not to. And not only that, don't forget, Electro was playing really good yesterday. I mean, they even got the best of Venno and Curve at some point. So this is not a team that you could just push over.
Yeah, talk about adjustments from day 1 to day 2. Electro and Hope were one of those teams. They landed up here. They landed at Battlewood. They came back up here. So already you can see the feeling to start their day. We're going to do better off towards the top. Let these two teams fight it out, and let's try to crash as a third party and clean it up. Paper and Rezi, a few struggles yesterday. Paper going down to a little bit of fall damage in the off-spawn fights. But one thing I've learned about Paper over the last 2 years is he's someone I feel like you could never count out. No matter how bleak it looks, he's somebody that usually ends up inside of the bubble.
Yeah, he finds his way, man. When there's a will, there's definitely a way. And Paper is a vet that's been around the block for quite some time. Now, other teams that I want to see a little bit more from today is obviously Venno's team in the end game. We saw how much of an explosive early game they had, finding all those extra eliminations, rotating into teams like these that are lurking on the outskirts. Jumping in with the early team fight right now is the first for Neo. Noisy have zipped it down right now. Void just playing roll around here, trying to stay in the game right now. They might have given him a little too much space to work with here.
Don't want to let him get that res off, but it's kind of hard. You almost leave yourself open to getting tagged up, but you play a little bit too aggressive. Third parties are all around on this side. EO is going to be able to clean up that first knock. The elimination. Siphon quickly goes in, gets the materials. That could be the difference maker in him surviving and going down to Neo. He's looking pressing this fight.
Definitely like what I'm seeing right now, but at the end of the day, Neo gets a little opportunity to back off, and it's good for him to do that. They understand the general area dynamic is that there are other duos here as well, right? This is no surprise to them, at least, obviously, given yesterday they had all types of third parties show up. Tyler and Chance on the other side seem to be it's a little differently here.
Battlewood, they know that team is towards the south. That's going to be Slips and Toronto. They're lurking up on one. Just a little cheeky shot, not much blue confidence. They realize they have the numbers advantage. They're trying to take it while they can and instantly get that first knock on the Slips without even taking too much damage, Monster. That's one thing we always point out in moments like this. It's great to get the elimination, but how much damage
did anything happen on that?
Threats, Fear, winning the
Fair enough.
fight as well, but you got to be careful. Fear,
anything happen on that?
Yeah, talking about that damage exchange, that's not the kind of position you
Nah,
A
nah,
lot of it obviously is gifted
nah.
right back to the opponents.
Highlights.
Such a
Nah,
different
fair enough.
dynamic, the way Surge plays out.
Like,
Chance
yeah,
Tyler doing a good
game
job right
7,
here,
but
though.
like today,
Now
game 1.
Toronto missing those important shots that are at least going to buy him a little bit of room. Gets one counter fire off, but in the end, Tyler, a chance to find themselves with a clean elimination here. And Jacob, a lot of
Oh,
players have
Peterbot
now
already
officially
pushing again.
eliminated this game. We're down to just 76 or so. You see even Peterbot there
Clix and Hicks uncontested.
recognizing that they have to play for a big, big
Finally.
game
I
right
swear
now.
they've been
You know,
well,
Peterbot,
they haven't
someone
been
that
contested, but they've
yesterday
had
towards
teams
the
off to
tail
the
end, I'd
left.
say the last 2 or 3 games, seem to be playing really aggressive in the early game.
Yeah, I think you kind of realize, especially with a lot of these teams, Clix
Do you think Clix and Hicks are gonna fumble again?
You even saw Acorn and Bolts in some instances where
Have
they
they?
were either on the line of Storm Surge barely ahead or in some instances below that actual damage threshold. So sometimes you're going to have to think differently and probably pull out one of your tricks. We know Peterbot can get aggressive and flip that switch in a moment's notice. And I think a lot of players are feeling that same way, whether they're contested or not. I think Kelly was one of the ones that spoke about the point differential in eliminations from a 1-point format, a 3-point format. This is 4 points per elimination. We broke it down yesterday. The very last major that we had in NA Central was decided by 3 points. That's 1 elimination. Honestly, that's 2 placings difference to winning the actual FNCS.
Man.
Yeah, and we saw, like, there was a moment yesterday when Clix was going
But you
for
can't watch game 1.
that they knew, and he knew he had to risk it all, and he was willing to go into the storm just to try to secure those extra eliminations. He knows better than anyone how close things can get towards the end. You want to put it all on the table for G-Monster and Magma, though. You can see there, they have officially been exposed here.
Yeah, that kind of breaks all the builds. Gets you a little bit of shields, but doesn't really help when you're already full shield. G-Money just trying to go ahead and move in, help out Magma. He takes a big shot straight to the base. Neko's going to attack from the other side. 20's there, still trying to put pressure, playing a little bit more careful. Doesn't have shields, can easily get one shot here. Instead of using it, he's just trying to put down pressure with Neko. But now that Magma and G-Money have healed up, it might be a wise decision to finally pop those heals. Eventually, that wave will burst through this area and break all the builds. It's about if you're ready for it. 20 with a cheeky angle, landing some good shots onto G-Money yet again. This is such a claustrophobic fight here with 20 and Neko still having a huge advantage.
Great angles, however, they've already gone through 2 of their
Holy,
full
right.
marriages, so big
So they went,
investment so far. This has to
G-Money
come
wins
to
this.
a screeching halt here soon, or it's not going to be looking good for anyone involved in this fight right now. G-Money jumps back over, gets some of those extra heals, and I think they're trying to find an exit strategy.
Yeah, it's not every day you see fights going down underneath in these tunnels, where there's kind of the 2 ways in and out that you kind of port through, then usually 1 exit. So we'll see if that fight does continue. Either teams do try to disengage out. Peterbot Boyo this time around. I know you talked about that 1 elimination, but it seems like teams are getting more and more comfortable rotating in towards Swiftly Shores. Maybe you have to account for yesterday, one of the big focal points of their strategy was building that massive surge tower just outside towards the gas station. Teams are maybe saying, hey, we can go in, sneak some, maybe try to get out. But a different change of pace for Peterbot and Poyo. They're actually going in, looting up the entire POI. So for CDZ and Raven, this might be a chance for them to lurk or get caught off guard.
Yeah, definitely. Or you can think about how aggressive they were playing. They were actually leaving their POI to try to fight other teams. So for CDZ and Raven, maybe some of their strategy revealed to them, like, we can kind of come around. They might not even be here. Clearly not the case here in game number 1. Virtual Agers can't quite catch a lurk onto Visual Embrace. That would have been a massive elimination right there. One that would have surely shaken up the leaderboards, given that both teams are neck and neck right now. Visual Embrace get lucky enough here and don't let their guard down.
Yeah, this is the blessing and the curse for Visual and Braids, though, is because in the last game of the day yesterday, they went down to a team lurking on this exact spot. Visual and Braids, for the most part, since they land just outside of Dark Dominion on this split drop, and there's mountains. And then on top of that, monster at center zone, how much better can it get? They usually stay here for the first 4 to 5 zones, depending on where it pulls, and consistently gets damaged, because no matter where the zone goes, north, south, east, or west, the chances are very, very high. Teams will have to rotate around Visual and Braids in order to get inside of the zone. But just make it a huge focal point of their strategy. So if you guys VOD reviewed yesterday, coming in today, you can kind of see that in terms of Visual Braids. Maybe you can try to plan around it. But Acorn and Bolts, you pivot, breaking down their rotation from the backside of their POI, that long launch pad that they mix with the utility, and another instance of that as they quickly get to zone.
One of two teams that
No,
have a
Reed's gonna
near
die.
perfect day for the most part. Not really dropping any rounds.
Mate,
But
who did we even die to?
talking about teams falling short right now. You have
Some
recall
random
here.
kid.
Off from a team in the distance. Muzzin Sphinx recognized
No,
the
it's
danger
Muzzin
immediately after
Reed.
the full miss comes down, and in they go to get the finish up right there. It does seem like they are now rewarded with all that extra loot. Cooper rotates right into CDZ Raven, puts down some good pressure onto Raven there. But do they recognize there could be just a solo here on the other side of the wall? That is the question here. I think Cooper knows that he's in big danger here, so off he goes.
And it's just continuously getting worse. Look at where he's rotating into.
Bro, Cooper's rotating into Peterbot. It's a free kill.
If they know you're a solo, especially
It's a free
isolated
kill,
like
man.
this, they're gonna go.
What
They
are
see
you doing, Cooper?
trying to rotate in. Big damage coming out from the both of them. Cooper backed up against the wall. They continuously try to spray it in. Just one of those shots needs to breathe through the builds in order to connect, in order to get that elimination. But Cooper is
Surely it's just a free kill.
builds, drop the bids, able
Unless
to get
Cooper can
minimal
1v2
amount of
this.
shield. At least is able to help him survive his onslaught, at least for an extra couple of seconds here. But Peterbot and Koyo continuously on the look. Again, they know this player, Cooper, is a solo, so they're not going to stop until they secure that elimination. 4 more points for Peterbot and Koyo in a game that's looking very, very accelerating.
Gifted that time around as well, just landing right on them as they were trying to finalize their metal reserves for the mid-game here. Meanwhile, look at this, Veno in curve. No elims just yet. This is definitely a huge surprise to us as we've seen them be overly consistent when it comes to elims in the early game. What is Veno gonna do? Is he gonna chop this down? Like, I'm curious at this point.
It's much easier to chop than some of the metal and brick bases that we're seeing. He's going for it. Doesn't look like a Vive or King got the signal yet. At
here
the tail end, they're dropping down.
This is his.
It's actually Veno. Yeah, this was actually Veno's base, so maybe they had an inkling he was going to lurk on over. Not sure if they got the audios or not, but able to survive a potential disaster there as Veno just scurries away, reunites back with Curve, who already has his base set up at one of the main buildings north side of the Battlewood Boulevard. But you see where the zone is actually pulling, so you see why Veno and Curve are taking a different mountain or a different approach to this game than usually every other.
Yeah, definitely interesting there. Almost edited the whole base down, just had to break an extra piece of wood there. Working out though in the end. Brett's V on the other side. There's 2 elims here. Have them set up, and it's a bit of a different end game for us, right? We have Riptides in the zone right now. See how this ends up playing out. All the zones that came this way, pretty much Clix and Higgs performed absurdly well. See if they can continue to pick up the pace here and propel themselves back into a top 3 position. Cold and Rapid on the other side were the team that was finding all those eliminations in the end game, right? The amount of success Cold and Rapid managed to string together when it came to in-game eliminations clearly showed on the standings, Jacob, given that they had just an insane amount of points based off of elims alone.
Yeah, in 5 games, Monster, they had 30 eliminations, with their worst game being a 7th place. Unfortunately, that last game of the day, they got 1 elimination. They went down in 26th place, so outside of for Acorn and Bolts, who've been consistent all of day 1, to get that 1-point lead with a victory royale. See how things continue to shake out. Javi and Aminish here, sitting on the leaderboard, 5th place going into this game. And this is where there's a little bit more of a gap. Everybody in the top 4 has 311 points or more.
No, G-Money died.
And Aminish are sitting at 270 points on the overall tournament. You can see 15th place with 4 eliminations was going to be their starting game, and each and every one got better.
Minish Javi here on the move.
What's
Playing
this?
the outside. I kind of like this, right? Using this
250 above
for the north
Minish.
side definitely is a strat. Now, this is a team that didn't tank Storm early, right? So they actually have the luxury, Jacob, here to take a little bit of Storm, right? Other teams will find themselves more in the Storm sickness kind of danger zone, but here they are. Zone moves right into them now, and they have relatively strong positioning here.
Yep, on that mountain. So you can easily pull off of that mountain, but if you're up there, you can shockwave off.
Blazing visuals in Storm.
Zone,
150 in Chuck. They're chilling.
Inside of the Storm, going to change it into a 5 in about 20 seconds when it does close. But you're seeing why a lot of these teams are staggered staggering themselves so long into the storm. They have extra white HP heals, and they just want to dodge all the chaos of this mid game, where typically you will take damage from other players trying to rotate in. Visual and Brave, they spot out Max, they spot out Moppings in the
No.
distance. You see them kind of building and rotating parallel to make sure they
Bucky's
take
below.
damage. Bucky and Zen, though, they're in the fray, in the mix. You see them teeter-tottering up and down below that damage threshold. As the dust settles, they're going to fall below. But Zen, once again,
They should do
takes some
damage.
103.
Oh, nice, they got a kill.
That's a good shot coming
Key
out from
finish.
Bucky
Nice.
onto power.
330 above.
Get the elimination as well. That sends them
Don't
flying
fuck
up that
that.
Storm
Nice.
Surge leaderboard.
That was crazy. Big performance, big opportunity there for Bucky to keep his team in the game now. They went from danger territory to well above and safe now. They just have to survive the onslaught. And look at this. They eliminated that team long before they can even get situated and start digging.
Aegis is solo.
They were pretty much saving up here in the reserves.
Wait,
But
Ritual died and
Ritual,
Aegis
it
now
is
solo.
not looking good for him right now, as he is down
Wait.
and out. This is all up to Aegis now. He's putting his team on the back here. Picks up a little bit of the loot that was left over, but couldn't quite clear. We'll see if he ends up having time to double back now as the zone is pushing there.
Right.
There it is.
He's got,
Luckily for him, I
he's
mean,
fine on
the
health.
pressure eases up. Now, we are in the in-game, right? So Aegis is positioned just well enough with shockwaves, all the extra mats and heals here to actually clutch this out and turn this still into a positive-sum game for them.
Yeah, it's 264 above the damage threshold. That can teeter-totter, but depending where the zone goes, you can easily try to go ahead and grab shots on players rotating through the sky. He's not the only solo there. You see Salt and some others on that side of the map. Probably easing the tension, though, since they're all solos. The chances of getting pressed on are going to be very, very
Poyo got
slim.
hit.
As opposed to this side of the map, where you have Peterbot, Poyo, and a few other duos positioned 600 above the damage threshold. And you're seeing almost a different approach to start the games yesterday to start the games today. Yesterday, they were elevated pretty high up in most of these end games, going from zone to zone. This time around, they're going to start at the low ground and probably elevate themselves with each and every passing zone.
Gonna have to definitely find some new positioning. Not sure if I've ever seen Peterbot and Poyo be so passively tucked in the low ground on the backside of zone here. Look at this, the zone's gonna pull far and away. Now again, they have that
Cold
natural
only
terrain to
160
play
above
off
third.
of here, so they're gonna get a lot of value for their shockwaves. The real catch is if opponents start to base up sooner rather than later and get
Oh,
a bit of that
that's
high
below.
ground, they will be able to be opened up to a bunch of fire. Threats and Veer find themselves below the surge. They're actually trying to out-survive this, waiting for the moving zone here as opposed to looking for a fight right now. So this is a team that's going to be fishing for damage here on the moving storm.
126 below, even with that contested off-spawn fight. You got to imagine, since it is off-spawn, 100 HP. If they took damage, you saw Spear down to a sliver of HP at one point to start the game. So just because you're contested, just because you win, doesn't mean it's all joy at the end of the day. But you were right. It does look like their first attempt is going to be to out-heal it. But 17
Meat died. No.
players need to go down.
Again,
They're just
by
on
the
that
same
line,
team.
45 damage. They spot Skidler and his duo above. They're trying to get one of those shots to bleed through. They have the Thunderburst, the consistent pressure, but no luck on their side. 60 below, taking damage. They have no extra
Cooper died,
heal
no.
monster
Wait.
in this moment. They are going to jump above.
I thought Cooper and Lee were already
It's
dead.
not going to be a thing, but they need to be persistent, try to put down
Duh.
the pressure, because just because they're ahead here doesn't mean they're going to be ahead in the next zone.
Peterbot Poyo, though, continue to do what they do. We said
Bot.
that they were looking uncharacteristically positioned
Probably
on the
aim.
backside of zone. You can see it's ending up playing out in their favor. They find a Elim here, and then
Clix
they
on Hex,
rotate
go
in
for height, maybe?
smoothly right afterwards. But when you start looking up towards height, when you start
They're
looking
going for
at
height.
who's trying to position for the big win once again here, it's Clix and Higgs. I love that they're trying to take on this identity as a high ground team and one that's willing to put everything on the line doing it.
Well, Aegis is below.
We've seen so many instances
Needs to get
yesterday
damage.
with team after team after team sending it for that high ground, trying to fight. Aegis was one of them, but it's not going to be one of them in this game. 77 below the damage threshold by himself. Tries to sneak a shot in onto Jarku and Corillion. Doesn't find any luck there, but he needs to be persistent because he is out of heals. 160
He needs to find damage.
HP. He can only take about 8 ticks of this zone total. If you
We still 40 below.
those
Not
ticks are
30
being
above,
a huge
140 above.
difference maker, forcing him to try to make a play here. 145. He's going to be able to make it above in that last one because of the shockwave of somebody else. But now it's his turn to try to shockwave in. He
I think
takes that
someone's
same
been sick
amount of damage. The
in the
blessing here,
background.
though, monster for him is Storm Surge just deactivated.
Wait, Clix and Hex get a kill. Oh, nice.
From the high ground, though, Clix and Higgs doing exactly what
They
they
get
do
another
best,
one?
already
No,
finding
okay.
several sets of elimination, little
who
extra
went for
damage
high?
onto what looked to be Curve and
That's
Higgs
so,
there.
wait, is
but
that so? No, Zen.
we look away. Zen tries to come
Wait.
up here. This is, of
No,
course,
Zen's
Lucky,
dropping,
and
Zen
Zen
dropping.
trying to make a play for height, but Clix and Higgs shut it down, and they remain successfully
Mate, Braid's
in
dead. I just
control
saw
here
him.
at
He's
the
not.
moment. Now, do keep in mind, they committed very early here, and they didn't have max material. All that they're trying to do right now is show that they are willing to dominate height here and
They
play
ain't
for
got
the
much
win.
mats. Or Higgs ain't.
Higgs finally getting that elimination, getting cleaned up for Bucky, looking towards the backside of the
Wait,
zone, trying to find the loop, and instead
did Venom
finds
just kill
either
Aegis?
chance. Not sure if they see Peterbot and Poyo either.
I think I
They're
just
gonna
saw Venom
shockwave to
killing
the front,
Aegis.
not just yet going for height. We still got a few more zones for that to be a possibility, but if you look at their material count, they might have to get an elimination first. Muzz and Sphinx will be above.
Acorn just
Acorn and
1v2
Bones down below in the mud find themselves 2 more eliminations here. Acorn not getting one, so no siphon for him, so he has to beeline it to the zone. Not a lot on the Chug Jug either, so a dangerous position here for Acorn to be in.
Visuals as a
And there's
solo.
opponents in the storm as well. Bolts
He gets
is
full focus
somewhat left
visuals.
behind here, trapped in the
Clix
build.
kills another
Meanwhile,
person.
Cold and Rapido, a single Elim, but this is where we've seen them do best. I won't count
Visuals
Cold
dies.
out any
No.
further, as I've done that once before.
Better
And I
one
made
for a
the
good game, yeah.
mistake by saying so. Venno, Curve on the other side have 4 eliminations. Pressure coming in here. This is what we wanted to see from Venno and Curve. Yesterday, they just couldn't quite
Wait, is Poyo
figure
solo?
out their end game and find their
Oh
footing.
no, never mind, I'm
But
blind.
now, here we are, seeing a stronger than ever
Higgs
Venno.
kills someone.
Yeah, and they have almost maxed out materials compared to everybody else. Peterbot and Poyo running out, trying to get into the box. They don't find any opportunities there, so they just continue on getting to the
Clix
front
dies.
side of the zone. Chug, chug.
Wait, how did Clix die?
Poyo has plan B ready if it does come
He has to
down
drop
to it.
height.
High ground gets contested.
No, he's
Clix
in
falls.
Storm.
Higgs being forced out of
So you
the
playing
zone.
Storm
It's
game?
salt and enough. A whole new team entering into the mix, ready to make day number 2.
Wait, I'm enough on
Here,
height.
they already have those 3
What the
eliminations.
hell?
They're looking up, making sure nobody else is up.
I'm enough
They
on
don't
height.
see anybody, so
Venom and
they
Curve on
immediately
height.
set their eyes back to down low,
I'm
and
enough
that was
dies.
the
Higgs
distraction.
dies.
That was the mistake. Flying from outside of the zone, Curve and Venno are now our new teams on
Acorn
high ground.
dies.
Excellent execution as well from practice to putting it into play here. Curve and Venno have the high ground here. No
Poyo's
heals, though,
dead.
so we'll
It's
keep
just
an eye on them.
oh my
Poyo
days, all the
is
big
down and
teams
out.
are dying.
Peterbot left to clutch
Peterbot
himself
with
by
no
himself.
mats,
He makes it right
running
into the
around,
top
and he
end.
dies.
It's a little bit of HP there, but unfortunately will fall just short.
Right.
Now Curve and Venno
This is
assessing
a
the
Venom and
situation
Curve win,
where
I
they
think.
have mats to play with, they have the height and the distance
This
from
is
the
a
rest of
Venom
the
and Curve win.
opponents,
Oh, I
but
don't
can
know
they cut the
actually.
pressure down?
Yeah, coming into this
Muzz
game,
needs a
the
refresh.
defense
They both
plays
need a
on the
refresh.
leaderboard, not where they have hoped. And one thing we were both questioning is what
They
is
need to
going
get a kill.
wrong in their mid to end games, because if they can make it there, they can make the plays happen, and they're showing it here early in game number 1. Cold
Nice,
and
Rapid.
Rapid get pushed. Cold
Rapid's
goes
left as a
down.
solo.
The sacrifice for Rapid. He gets the Elim, and he's trying to get out. Wagers goes down to Muzz and Sphinx. This is just
Wait.
chaos ensuing on
Everyone's
the
a
low
duo.
ground. And for
Cold
Muzz
and
and
Rapid
Sphinx, they
died.
might be the only duo left alive down below.
Sphinx and Muzz on low ground with Venom and Curve on high ground.
They have full control of the bottom side of the map.
Sphinx with no
Now they
mats.
can just get a little bit of material here off one of these refreshes. They'll be in
Muzz has got so
huge
much
shape
mats.
here to actually
They get a
fight
kill.
for the win right
2v2.
now. There it is.
Muzz
The most
versus
important Elim.
Curve.
Venno and Curve are really down and out. They're pretty much
Venno
down
drops
bad
down.
here. This is going to come down
He's
to
trying to get a
all
one pump on him.
accuracy.
See Venno just trying to use the
Holy
option.
one pump.
Visuals, the mid
Sphinx is dead.
bomb takes down
Get a siphon.
Sphinx, gets the siphon, or at least he's trying to keep himself alive.
Oh my
Playing
days.
Disruptor against Muzz, Curve, and
Holy.
Venno. Start day number 1, game 7 on fire.
And Venno is
How the
that
hell
guy.
did
He's
Clix
the
and
guy that
Higgs
we
die?
knew that coming
I think they
into
got
a
jumped on.
second day, he's gonna
And
tweak
Clix died.
the game
Higgs
plan. He's
died.
gonna make sure he's gonna be able to perform here, Jacob. And they did just that. What a win for them right there. They're going to wrap up the first game here on the second day. Game 7, Zeke, is now officially
Ain't no way,
wrapped.
bro.
Venno! Venno, no way! Did I just see that insane
What's leaderboards?
shot? Venno.
What's leader? Yo,
Oh, I cannot believe this, guys.
I heard you be sick.
I thought to myself, game 1 has to start strong, right? Like, game 1 of
Venom and
6
Curve win the
has to
first
start
game. Clix and
strong.
Higgs started like
And
12th.
Curve and Venno get a 9
Peterbot
even
died at like top 5.
victory royale.
I'm trying to think who else.
Kelly,
Aegis got left as a solo. Aegis got left as a solo for quite a while.
I think that there was a lot of us wondering if they were losing it after day number 1, ending the day off.
I don't know. I've checked through now. Fortnite tracker.
But when it's Curve and Venno,
Events.
we're kind of expecting them to be in the top 5 after day number 1. But if they continue to play like
No, it's not
this,
impossible.
Vivid, if they're
He
able
got
to
a
run
few
that
kills in
mid
there.
game and then wait for that opportune
304
moment to steal height, just
versus
like
a
they did in
398.
game number
398.
7, then I can imagine we'll be seeing Curve and Venno climbing up that lead.
How many kills did he have in that game?
I mean, Venno coming over to
He had
NA,
4
was
with
one of
he had
those
4
players
with
that people were kind of
13.
expecting to see up on the
So
high ground,
4
and that
kills with
conversation
13th.
kind of fizzled out. It felt like kind of, coming into these grand
Yeah.
finals, Clix and Higgs, Peterbot and Poyo, they were the two
Peterbot
main
and
contenders
Poyo's
that
got
everybody
10
was
more
kind of
points
talking
in
about.
thingy.
And it feels like finally in game number number 7, we get to see exactly why those initial
Hold
thoughts
the
of
rapid
Venno
still
looking to
first.
control the
Acorn and
high ground
Bolts
were
are right
even a
behind them.
thing to begin with. And I gotta
Same with
tell you,
Ages and
this is
Mitchell.
very, very scary for this grand finals and everybody that was above Venno and
Oh
Kurt
no,
to
Venno
start
had
today.
a
Because
clean one
yesterday
bump on Sphinx.
in day number 1, they did not have any singular game where they got better than 10th place. This was their first
I
time
don't feel sure.
jumping into the single digits of placements, and they win it. And they look disgusting. I mean, that shot right there from Venno, you guys couldn't see me. My jaw was literally as far down as it possibly could go. He looks like he's in form right now. Duo's looking good. They made it to the end game all the way, and they were on the high ground. I don't know. I'm scared.
Oh my gosh, this is why sometimes we talk about like day 2 teams, right? Day 2, they come back even stronger. Has Venno been set free? Is he off the leash? Is he going crazy? Oh, wow. Okay. Don't worry. We still have 5 games left to go. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, you know we have to take a look at those standings because there's been some changes. We'll see you in just a minute.
Yeah. I'm nervous, I have no builds. I have no mats. No. Bob, can my cat shut up? I can hear it meowing. No, because you gotta think about it. Like, there's another timer after. No, there's another time after that, so it'll be like 3 minutes.
Victory Royale. Now I mentioned
I don't get why they do it. Yeah, see, 4 minutes.
Are gonna shift. Kelly called out, Curve and Venno were in the top 10. You know, that's kind of crazy. But, you know, Kelly, it just takes one game of Fortnite to kind of change everything around. And of course, what do you know it? 10th place.
Yeah.
327 points. I guess, Kelly, without spoiling it, where do you think they landed? I'm going to answer for you. Top 5!
Wait.
Oh, hey, top 5. That's just what we were talking about. And
Good
you
answer,
can
good
see
answer.
that
Benno and Curve are
pulling from
5th.
Sundown
Didn't even
from many
realise.
years ago. The Shupening is happening right now. From 1st to 5th place, we have around a 71-point difference, and we know that 71 points is easily gained in a
What do you like,
single
Mama? I
game,
know.
Vivid. So to see Curve and Venno, who are at the bottom of this list in Division 1, jump up all the way, I feel like not only inspires me, but also inspires the rest of the lobby to do the same.
Yeah, huge for them to go ahead and do this. And coming into today, Kelly kind of already talked about how many points they are behind right now. Coming into today, after the first 6 games on day number 1, Curve and Benno, when they were sitting in 10th place, and Golden Rapid were sitting in first. 113 points was the difference between Benno and Curve and first place after day number 1. Like Kelly mentioned, they're now 71 points behind, which means that they closed the gap that game by 42 points. So, technically speaking, if we were to run that exact game number 7 back 2 more times, Curve and Venno would be in first place right now. Anything's possible. These standings are a lot closer than it currently may seem. And Zeke, can we just talk about this elimination column? How in the heck are these guys leading right now? They have 40 eliminations.
They are getting active, Vivid. That is what's crazy, right? The overall placement they have may not be the craziest, right? But, I mean, when you have 40 eliminations, 40, they have an average placement of 17. But it doesn't matter, right? This is what that difference maker was, that additional point from Elim. But, guys, also just look at this leaderboard, right? Look at the little numbers right next to their placement, right? We see Golden Rapid, Acorn and Bolt, they swap places, but everyone else besides Benno and Curve have not moved, right? That top 6, right before they jumped in here, are all pushing forward together. It's so insane. I mean, even look at, like, Peterbot and Pollo and Clix and Higgs.
No, you're not allowed to say that.
Now we'll
That's
start to
really
look
rude.
at Javi and Aminish because Clix and Higgs are now
I'm gonna
tied
get my
with
lawyers on you.
points-wise, but Peterbot and Pollo are only 10 points ahead of them.
I'm gonna get my
I just
lawyers on
can't
you.
believe how close all of this has become after a single game, Kelly.
Yeah, and I mean, we're taking a quick look at Peterbot and Pollo right now, and that looked actually like that could have been a very successful game for them. However, Peter was a solo player towards the end right there and did go down, I believe, in 9th place. There was a moment in that game, though, where it looked like they were taking a peek up onto Height. They saw that it was Clix and Higgs, and for sure I thought they were going to go and steal for Height again. But it didn't look like it went that way for them, Vivid. However, it does seem like they're already starting to change up their strategy just a little bit from what we saw from day number 1. So I can expect some more changes as well as the day goes on.
Yeah, saw a little bit more aggressive plays out of them. I mean, we're kind of used to that in past seasons. It looked like they were going for a couple of extra fights, but I mean, once again, we jump over them when they're in the end game, and they just have nothing, you know, no builds to kind of work with. Not sure what's happening on some of those rotates to where they have to invest so much stuff, but we have not been able to see Peterbot and Pollo be healthy enough in the end game to kind of push for any of these victory royales.
You know, and it's tough because this is just the first of the day. We have 5 more, but we also can't really skip a beat, can we, Vivid? Like, we need to make sure now more than ever we are minimizing those little mistakes or whatever. Like, again, look at the top of the leaderboard, right? We came in, Acorn and Bolts was 1 point ahead because of this last game. Acorn and Bolts fell in 12th place with only 2 elims. You look up, Cold and Rapid, a 4th place with 3. This is going to come down to this over, like, the next 5 games, right, Kelly? A single mistake. Everybody is taking steps farther and farther up the leaderboard. A single mistake will suddenly shift everything. And enough of those chains together, suddenly the point thresholds are going to see that patented shoopening like Sundown called out.
Well, you say these single mistakes, and I think in reflection of that is that you can't just have these teams that are kind of playing a little passively, right? They're going for placements, maybe getting a handful of eliminations. You need these teams that are able to pull out these pop-off games, and that is why Cold and Rapid, although they might not be having these wins that all these other teams in our top 5 are having, they did have that 11 elimination 2nd place, so these pop-off games are now what's going to be separating our top from the rest of the lobby.
Golden Rapid, man, they continue to be consistent. They're trying to pull away. A couple of teams are on the hunt. 5 more games to do it.
Oh, man, let's get right back into it. Game 8 is ready, so casters, take it away.
Monster, they're talking about 5 games left. It almost feels like that's a lot of time. But you and I both know these games will go quick. We already seen accelerated game 1 in terms of eliminations.
Yeah, definitely. That game 1 started off so fast.
I know.
We looked up 76 players were eliminated or left in the lobby.
Let's
There
start now.
was no first kind of surge warning that we're really used to seeing with ED+. So we just kind of jumped into the mid game and things were so different. The dynamic, you can tell, is already shifting. You know, there's something new in the air here, and our top teams are starting to break away. So let's just go on the battle bus one more time.
Standings are just getting so much closer than ever before, and you can even look down to that qualification spot into the top 13. That is as stacked as the race at the top of the leaderboard. So we'll have our eyes peeled on both the top and those qualification spots throughout the day. But Curve and Benno, when I was kind of looking at some of those stats, there are the top 5 players in damage. Curve and Benno are 2 of those 5 players. Both of these guys are firing all cylinders, and this is when we were going into the Heats monster. I was talking about the makeup of his team. Obviously, the accolades aren't there on Curve, but it reminds me so much of that Queasy and Benno duo that dominated EU for so long.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. And, you know, we called it out at several different points there. So game 1, Curve and Benno's, you know, ability to ambush multiple teams at different vending machines was honestly commendable. And then we tune in like game 3 or 4, and they had like 7 elims in the early game. So clearly they have figured that part out. And if today it's all end games with Benno and Curve, I mean, all they've been doing all season long is practicing, psychoing for height, dominating, right? And hey, this is the 3rd time now Benno basically makes an end game, 2 of which he went for high ground. So
What?
he's showing us if he's got a
Can't
shot
hear,
at
mate.
it, they're gonna take it.
Seen so many teams really kind of emerge and their game plan set in stone. These quick teams
Max
spawn
Duff's
fights
watching
really
your stream,
kind
is
of
he?
be the difference maker. Taking Mafia against Jack and Pen
Hello, Max
already.
Duffs.
One elimination being cleaned up by Pen. Mafia is going to be the one going down, but they kind of switch up their drop spot a little bit. It's not too far away from the split drop towards the left, where they're actually full committing to the south side of Frigid Fortress this time around. Not sure if it's a bus path change or an overall game plan adjustment, but for Jack and Pen, that might be the difference maker. But you got to be careful because you got Minished on the other side, you got Osid and Scare on the north side, so it's not going to be as free as it seems.
There's a lot going on here. Definitely, they're kind of in the mix here. Now, they do have, like you said, that early elim here. So, it's a single player left in the duo. They're just hiding out, trying to buy his time here. Seems like he finally finds an opportunity to jump back in the mix.
That's not
Jack
very
has
nice
to
of
come
you.
to the rescue. And he get a way in. There it
Just
is.
got
But,
one
oh
pumped.
my gosh! What a shot by the Tick here. And this is what, you know, this is what happens at the highest level of play, right, Jacob? Like, anything can happen. Pros do have their moments where they end up clutching up, and although he does get full finished here, it doesn't matter. Pen is now in a much worse position.
Yeah, Pen is just hoping that Osid and Scare get bored. They don't look for him, and you can kind of see in the feed that Pen did not get eliminated. But in comes Dragon and Creon. This might be a blessing for Pen to try to get out. He does have the zip line, though. Leaves you open to take a shot. Creon Dragon not slowing down. Big shot onto Osid. It's going to push him back into the box. They have to try to find a way out. Creon's there on the other side. They even get the roof. Dragon pulling full aggression on this fight against Osid and Scare. They already get the first knock. Creon with the other angle. They get a full-on wipe.
They played that perfectly as well. Leaving that weakened wall there while Dragon distracted from the high ground and then takes it at the prime time there. The timing just couldn't have been better. Looks Karis trapped caught with this pickaxe.
Yeah.
Just
All I hear.
not much you can do here. Meanwhile, Falcons, Peterbot and Boyo back at it. This time onto Chris and Drew.
I hear the whole thing, mate.
We've seen this fight happen before.
I literally said in my live stream, I think someone's being sick in the. I literally said in my live stream, I think someone's being sick in the background.
Of the map, and it seemed pretty similar when the zone was kind of keeping Squiggly in play.
Oh, people on Poyo pushing.
Peterbot and Poyo early on are willing to take some of
Peter,
these risks.
no.
See Peterbot takes a big shot, forced to back up. They
Why are you
didn't
running?
necessarily win the trade here when it comes to Surge. They're going to have to go back on over Squibbly, where in essence they do have almost infinite heals that do spawn up over towards that rift. Riptide saw threats in fear. Win the fight in that last game.
Peter,
Almost
no.
going down. You can see it kind of led into them being affected by Storm Surge, but Mako and Blanks, a team that qualified out of Frigid Fortress with a victory royale, just changing up their drop spot here again today. And that's sometimes what you have to do. From day 1 to day 2, you hit the pod, you figure out what changes you can make.
Threats and Veer were successful in the last game. This time, Clix is left to play this one out by himself, at least here at the start. And once again, though, Jake, I'm looking at that overall player count, 78 remaining. So it seems like the early day jitters are out the window here now. You're
Yeah.
back to Curve and Veno
I
playing
said,
similar
yeah,
to
I
the
know.
last time. It made sense why there was that big
Yeah, I did.
base. It's just the early game strategy.
Yeah.
Committing here to play for a Surge Tower.
Give up all the loot to Curve right now. Curve is kind of, I wouldn't say the mastermind by any means, but he's the main guy, the main source of their early game push. Trying to get Surge, see them breaking open the tops of buildings.
No.
Nobody can safely lurk nearby. And I think that's one thing for certain, because we saw Veno try to make that attempt in that last game, lurk back towards his Surge base that was momentarily stolen. I just wonder if that's why. You see a lot of these Surge bases, Monster, Metal, Brick. Veno and Curve, for the most part, they build it in wood.
Yeah, they know it's temporary. They don't
Clix
want
didn't
to
die.
attract too much attention. And maybe when it's wood, it kind of signals to other people, no one's going to be based up in
That's the one
wood,
where
right? Sure.
Clix died.
It's all part of the strategy. Mind games at play here. HQ, encrypted, do end up finding threats there. So from solo now back to the lobby there. And a little update here with Cold and Rapid.
What's Bro doing with one gun?
For threats going down though, and Beer, that's a huge loss. You know, coming into this game alone, they're in 11th place. They're 20 points ahead of the line, 13th place for that Summit land spot. They're gonna have to really hope the rest of the competition doesn't fare as well in this game, kind of giving them a couple of chances to close out the day. 4 more games left for them. 5 overall. Rapid, just kind of business.
GG.
We'll set up center
He
map
didn't even
over
hit
at
him.
Dark Dominion. Cold was able to get the Mythic Chaos Reloader, and you can see all sorts of goodies that they have. Multiple pizzas, med kits.
He's probably gonna start spamming like happy emoji as soon as he sees Clix.
Kind of pad that surge stat.
Yeah, at least 4 or so games.
I'm
yesterday.
enough
I think
versus
whenever we
King
tuned in,
Peace.
essentially, they had a mythic shotgun or AR or
King
otherwise,
Pizza
so
versus
they have had
enough.
a fair
Oh wait.
amount of success and a little bit of
Nah.
luck.
Bolt's probably win this against Electro.
Loadout situation. Molten Acorn.
Yeah, I know who it is. It's V.
It's a bit of a messy one. You see
I'm
other
not stupid.
teams putting their influence into the mix here. Throwing their ammo
I'm not
into
stupid. I know who King
Lucky
Peace is. It's
if
V.
you will. Electro manages to sneak out the side though. Turn things around. Puts himself in between those firing shots.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll check now. I'll check West. Wait, who's he playing with? Victor V. Yeah. Wait. I'll check now. Oh, I accidentally just clicked on the wrong one. That's Brazil. NA West. Who's first? Yeah, Canada and Victor V are first. Only by 30. Yeah, they got 0 wins. Wait, what? Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, they've been really consistent. Well, no, their last 3 games were the most consistent. They got an 8th, 3rd, 2nd, 22nd, 12th, 11th. So only one game they didn't get into the points. Wait, no, 22nd isn't the point. No, every game they got in the points then. Oh, what's Peter and Pollo doing? What's Bot and Pollo doing? Oh.
Whatever they're doing right now, they're ending up in the warpath with Peterbot and Pollo. I don't like it. I'm sure they don't either.
Hey, they almost got down onto Pollo. That elimination. It almost makes me wonder, CDZ and Raven rotated in towards Swibbly in that last game. They did Peterbot and Pollo. So they're probably thinking like Peterbot and Pollo, they're not going to be here. They're going to rotate on out. This time a whole different plan for Pete and Pollo. They stay around Swibbly Shores. They spot out the team rotating in. They just fight for those eliminations.
Oh look, it's Maxon's favorite duo.
For them as they continue to rise up that leaderboard and close the gap already with game number 1.
And then Clix's #1 Glazers in Charlie's chat.
Veno have been able to get so far. This game started with a 13-point lead for sixth place. Well,
I heard it that time.
Clix and Hicks want to do that as well. I mean, clearly the #1 problem with their
I heard it that time.
entire situation right now is that
You
they
put
need way more
emojis like an
donations.
idiot.
They came into this with roughly 15 or so. If you look at all the teams inside of the top 10, they are definitely towards the bottom of the Elam activity. Their placement points are exceptional, though. And I mean, they even do have
What is
those
Bo
2
doing?
wins. Like, let's not forget that, right? Like, that's super impressive all in all.
For a moment yesterday, had me believing Clix Higgs.
Bo's AFK mid of tourney. The biggest tournament.
They're not going to get
And
high
he's just
donation
AFK.
games. They really need to start picking up consistent placements inside of the top 5 as Aegis and Ritual. Uncontested at Sandy's Trip. For the most part, this is one of those POIs we don't see very many teams in and around. I think we know how aggressive Ritual and Aegis and how long they actually
Yeah.
stay at this POI to protect that many machines. They can get some early surge and avoid rotating around so they don't take any free damage. Rotate over the next couple of zones, but for Hobby and Aminish, they've already made it a priority to rotate in towards the zone. Not too far away, if you look at the mini map, those little blue arrows, yep, that's visuals, that's braids, kind of taking a page out of their playbook, elevate themselves on a mountain in the center of zone, and hopefully teams make mistakes rotating over.
Their strategy hasn't changed. I mean, even last
Clix
game was not
plays
too
up.
bad. If they could have just pushed it a little bit further, they'd be sitting still inside a third, but 16th is
I think
still
someone has a
getting
crush
in,
on Clix.
overall. However, big points start to really add up if you break into the top 10, closer to that top 5. Sphinx here. Don't see Sphinx. Looks like he must have been caught some of the action here. Look, Jacob, we were talking about how fast,
Oh wait, Sphinx died.
2 zones have played out, and then from then till now, it's almost
Yeah.
as if no one's been eliminated. We're still at that 76-player mark.
It's almost the feeling of some of these contested drops in the surrounding lands. There's a little bit of freedom because
Oh,
everybody
we
has
got a
that
Clix
time
Glazer in the
where
chat.
they
What
have
the
to
hell?
they have to get their loot, they have to mat up, they have to grab their resources. So maybe that's a little window of opportunity some of these teams are going ahead and taking for their own. Play out here. Aggression is going to be the name of the game if you're looking to pick up with some
What
of these
happened to the
folks.
camera?
Venom and Curve already doing it. We're seeing Peterbot come online with doing it. In instances, we talked about some of the solo clutch impact points monster. Aegis wasn't necessarily on that list, but if we would have kept the list going for these last couple of games, added on top of that, Aegis did move, I believe, into the top 5 of solo clutch players.
Most definitely. This is a great kind of position to start catching up. Talk about Visual and Breeds' journey, right? Look at this. The zone's pulling south, and this is actually favorable for them because they have some distance from the edge, and they can see all of these potential opportunities of
I wonder who
teams
Maxon's
that have
favourite
to
duo
move
is.
long before them. So they
Oh,
have their
Higgs
clear
died.
path
Higgs
of
died.
success to overdrive out, and then they have teams all in the distance here to pick apart in the process. Meanwhile, though, Clix is actually in a world of trouble. Why
Blame
in
Mappish
the
for that.
world would he end up by the Dark Dominion? We'll just have to figure that one out here in a second. But he's lost
Blame
Clix in the
Mappish.
process.
Wait, why is Clix even over here?
Yeah, big part of
The
their
hell?
game plan here, and you can see it looks like they might have been rotating.
Clix is dead.
underneath.
Clix
Not
is
sure
dead.
why Rapid and Cold would
I
be
think so.
around there, but you can see why they were getting.
He hasn't died yet.
They're already 250
Why is Clix pushing?
above the damage threshold.
Why is
Clix
Clix
actually
pushing?
pushing right back in. He's trying to go on the offensive.
Why
Not
is
sure
Clix
if this is
pushing?
the plan right now, or just to simply try to push them back for the free reboot
Why
card.
is
Either
Clix
way,
pushing?
great play coming out from Clix, probably knowing that Cold was weak, a lot of HP missing, and he's actually going to be able to steal away a pizza out of the hands of Cold and
But
Rapid.
what is Clix
It's just a
doing?
matter of Cold and Rapid rotating out. Clix probably checking to make
Why
sure.
are they even
Now
over Dark
everybody's
Dominion?
out
Are they
of
trying to
Dark
get kills?
Dominion. So even though in this moment, Monster, it looks like
Oh!
disaster
No,
strikes,
wait.
they're going to have a breath of fresh air and time to breathe.
Polly may die.
Get that reboot off.
The only thing I can think of, and we will have to go to the replays to find out,
Oh.
he had to have been fighting for Higgs' reboot card, right? There's
Oh,
no
someone
way
needs to full box
he's just
Pollo
gonna
and
go
then dance on
challenge
him. But
a
what
team
is he
like that,
doing?
right? Like, not for no reason, at least, not as a solo. So, in the end, though, it plays off. He ends up doing exactly what he needs to do, and he comes out ahead. You know, the extra pizza box is definitely going to be a huge win for them, especially given that they're in the zone here. So, Peterbot Pollo, though, in a bit of a standoff right now, and they have the zone. Okay, this is actually perfect. 800 damage above. Material count not exactly maxed out. However, though, they have everything else going for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now Team X on Flex and Light on the other side, trying to push
What's
out
Reek doing?
pressure, possibly force
Man, how did
Peterbot
Cooper
and
die?
Pollo back, but we're gonna have some time here in a moment as they drop down a whole
When did
other
Cooper
layer.
die and how did he die?
Take zone. We tune into Reek right now. No Cooper in sight. Having to burn through his materials.
Plus getting
Multiple
full,
teams
like,
he's rocking
focused.
out as a see if he can actually try to go for the revive here with very little materials or play it out as a solo. I think he has no other choice but to play this one out as a solo. But it's not enough time to get the revive. Both of them will end up going down. So
What the
Reed,
hell?
a lot of pressure on your shoulders here to finish this game.
Peterbot killed someone.
Bolts and Acorn as well here. Below this surge, we were highlighting the fact that teams like Acorn and Bolts didn't have problems with
No.
the Storm Surge at all, at least doing damage to them.
Wait.
And then we come in now, and already that's not the same.
What the hell is he
story
doing?
at all. Acorn, so much pressure here, doesn't even have time to run and heal. But Bolts comes in to back him up here. This is
He's like 3 HP.
This is really going to come down to whether or not Bolts can buy his teammate a little bit of time. He's done it so far. He finds Paper there.
Wait, Acorn killed someone, I think.
Off to the side. Resi now in a one-on-one against Acorn. Acorn, you got to fend for yourself, son. This is going to be tough. Resi's trying to hold it down. Acorn,
Wait.
no. The big Acorn is here.
Is Bolt able to get the revival? You have to leave him. He has to leave him. He has to leave him. It's a 5-tick. He's dead.
Bolts had to leave him.
It was a 5-tick.
Gosh.
How is Bucky alive?
I can't believe that series of events. Acorn
No.
and Bolts forced to fight. They shockwave away. Bolts tries to make a heroic play.
I don't see Clix. I think he died. I'm not even joking. I don't see his name.
This game right here in terms of the leaderboard monster, they are going to feel for sure outside of even.
I think he died.
Points they got. See possibly going
Bucky
down
died,
by
no.
30th place.
And then, no.
Points for that effort.
Wait,
Peterbot
where's
Royal
Clix?
surviving a little bit of an onslaught, not
I
only
think he died.
nation, but a
I
little
don't
bit
see his
of
name.
cleanup, some extra loot for them to work with. It's tough. I think Cold and
Alright, I'll go
Rapid
check if Clix has died.
chased by Clix underneath, trying to get
He
revenge for
probably
it.
has.
To see what that has done to their position in this game. Barely 3 above the
I don't
damage
see his name.
threshold. Cold with a huge chunk of shield missing.
Wait,
It's
I'll
put him so
double
far
check.
back.
He might be alive.
I'm just thinking, like, Cold and Rapid have a chance to break so far ahead of the competition. It's going to be a huge problem for the rest of the lobby right now. If they have
Yeah,
a big
Clix
end game
died.
right here,
Clix died at 36.
once played
Oh wait, what the
perfect,
f...
I feel for
He's 2 HP, isn't he? He's gonna be 2 HP. Oh, Clix just died.
Storm Surge, no extra HP. He's 93 below.
Oh,
He's deactivated.
holy one pump.
Moment. And oh
Holy
my
one pump.
God, the only moment
That's
he
just helped him.
needs. Literally, if it was still actually
Why is he not
active,
popping the
Monster,
bigs?
he would have
But he's
been
still
taken
voted in.
down for sure, but Reed making a play. 4 more points in this game.
He's gonna
Two
get full
teams need to
focused.
go
Oh my
down,
days.
And he's gonna start getting rewarded with placement points.
hey man, he's back like he never left.
Pop
right
the
here.
bigs.
He's got 2 big pots as well to bounce back in the game. Pressure on Briggs and Visuals from the side here. These are his walls too. He can get in and make some pretty dirty plays here.
He's
Talk
170
about
above.
A way to claw your way out of
Wait,
the grave
don't
for a
tell me
second.
Visuals
and
died.
Briggs, though. Look at what happened here just
No.
shortly before they made that rotate.
He's
They
not good, he's
actually
3
find
HP.
an elimination there, an important one as well. At 3 HP, the siphon is what's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
keep them in the game, remaining
We
competitive.
no, no, no.
I saw that
Wait,
while
no,
we
he's
were
not.
hopping around, Clix
No, he's
actually
not. They're both dead.
eliminated
They're both
two,
dead.
so we have some pretty big top 10 teams now fully out
They've
the
only got
game.
one
This is
mini.
gonna shake up
He's dead, he's
everything
dead.
as we know it. 68 below, though. Visuals,
Wait.
Braids got
Oh
a
my days.
little moment to
Braids
breathe.
is fully griefed.
It's not gonna last very long.
What's Braids doing? He placed a wall in front of him.
I'm not sure he's going to be able to find the damage, especially in a zone like this. Curve and Veno, we saw Shockwave from the backside of zone to contest the high
I haven't
ground.
seen
Nobody's
Peterbot and
really
Poyo
making
on quite
themselves
well.
known as the team above the rest. They're not necessarily ready for it. 8 zone. Sometimes we say it's a little bit too early, and I think everybody has that same sense in the back of their mind, saving the material, saving the shockwaves.
Peterbot and Poyo even alive anymore? I don't think they are.
But for now, Agers and Ritual, looking at what's in front of them, that's Slepsy, that's Wagers, they're putting down damage.
No, no, because Cold and...
Well,
yeah, Cold and Rapid got a big lead.
Yeah, there's one
Not a
thing
big
about the way
lead,
Clix
but
and Hicks play, they play
they've
these
been...
single towers
Must
and
killed
not
someone.
really overcommit with the tarps, and I would love to see teams do
Ritual,
that,
yeah.
because high ground is completely free right now. Even Rituals and Agers are looking up like, wait a
Maybe.
second, bro, no one's up here.
Yeah, I
You
know.
saw him kind of
Right.
break off for it.
Braids got the...
Braids on
Wait.
other side, though,
Braids.
just popping
Look
off
at Braids.
right here, playing the edge of zone, gets a little sight
Ritual
going.
height. Peterbot and Poyo
Now
going for it.
look up, Agers finally
Wait.
secures it. Peterbot,
They're
Poyo
dropping,
come
they're
in. They
dropping.
were just waiting for someone to build a foundation.
Wait, did
And now
the
they
Poyo
come
get the
in
kill or no?
to try to take the investment
No, he didn't
away
get the
from
kill, he
them,
didn't
and
get the
it
kill.
actually works off.
Yeah, massive damage onto Agers, onto
It's a
Ritual,
guaranteed
forced
poll,
away, but
or
you still
most
gotta
likely
give him
guaranteed
Curve
win.
and Veno,
Visual
full
died.
HP, front side of zone. Agers gets left by himself. Talk about him moving possibly into the top 5 in terms of solo
Oh, wait.
impact points in this game, and this is another chance for him to do just that. There's a bunch of points in terms of placement still left
Oh,
on
wait.
the board.
They're not going to be able to stay on height.
If he can clean those up, but he has to watch out because
They have to drop.
Not only they have the high ground, They notice him at second height, put down a little bit of pressure, forcing him down
There's
to
so many
hold up
solos.
layers, and set their focus onto 20 and Neko as well. They're
Oh wait,
building up
Rapid's got a
step by
glitch.
step, taking a lot of the focus
Rapid's
from
got a
Peterbot
glitch.
and Pollo.
Holden Rapid may not have
He
won a
died.
game this weekend, but they've
Wait,
been
who did he
playing
die?
low ground very
I
well.
killed
But
him.
look at this, as I'm about to celebrate,
I was Veno
their
and Curve
good
going.
positioning, they
I was
get
Veno and
pulled up
Curve
on
going.
from behind.
But they're gonna shock with him.
Veno,
They're going
the
for height.
same thing they did before, play deep
Go on,
side of
kill him.
Storm, come bouncing
Wait,
way on in with
someone
a
died.
Blueberry
I think
miss to
Peterbot died.
support them here for the high ground take.
Pollo's dead.
Also,
Pollo's
be
dead.
careful. He's right outside the box. And Peterbot, Pollo, it seems like they've
Wait,
conceded
Peterbot's about to be
give
dead.
away the high ground, and it is theirs now. Veno and Curve here, Jacob, are trying to play for back-to-backs. Pollo's
Peterbot's
down
1
and
HP
out in the
basically.
storm. It's all up to Peterbot to clutch it up too.
Cole's dead.
Back is 100% certainly possible, especially with the tough competition.
He's 6 HP.
The lobby is brilliant. Takes out Cold.
If they win, then they're gonna be like third.
If they could repeat that same game, they could close the gap. But now with first, second, and
There's
third
no way
place
Peterbot
out
wins
of
this.
your
He's
way,
3
this
HP.
is an
Oh no,
opportunity
6
to
HP
do it.
with
Peterbot
3 bills.
by himself, 6 HP and a dream. Finds a little crevice there to hold on to down below. Not able
Yes.
to get the elimination, though. He gets taken
Look.
out. Top 6 situation.
It's Veno and Curve win.
Three solos running around.
There's no way he
Three
loses this.
duos still intact.
There's no way he
Veno
loses
and
this.
Curve are still up above, raining down fire, not really giving anybody a
Wait,
chance
I'm
to
enough
breathe.
still alive.
Anything outside of the
No,
box,
it's the
which
teammate
forces
is. Teammate is.
take this storm
Team.
damage.
No,
It's
I'm enough
only
teammate is
league here
alive.
to try
Oh
and
no, he
get some
died.
extra placement points.
Wait, no,
We're seeing
Veno.
right now,
Veno, don't you
coming
dare.
down here.
Veno.
No material, just force the play chest to chest here while
Oh, they've
Curve
both gone to
got
match,
eyes
yeah.
from the top down. Here comes the
Wait.
miss. Just give them a little
I'm
bit
enough
more
teammates still
relief
alive.
here, but Tyler comes up, goes for the pop shot, doesn't
Wait.
quite hit it. And Tyler's got enough mats to actually do work here. Jacob, this
Wait,
is not a
Tyler's
safe
got
endgame
enough
by any
mats.
means. It really is going to come down to whether or not
Wait,
Tyler
what was the kill on
wants to
low ground?
contest them on height
Oh,
or
Seek.
jump down low for some elimination points.
Yeah, it's not just the build, but I'm looking at it's that mythic
Curve scored
chaos
one
reloader
build.
that can turn the tides of fights in the
If they win
blink
this,
of
they're
an
gonna
eye.
be
He's getting
above.
pushed by
Oh
the
my days,
solos
they're gonna
down
win
below.
this.
Seek, he gets the
There's no way they lose
elimination.
this.
Tyler getting up to 200 effective shield and HP, more builds to
I don't
work
know.
with, but up above Curve and Veno, they're refusing
Unless
to
Veno and
drop
Curve
down
have the.
low. They're refusing to give him a chance, so Tyler has no choice but to go up.
Surely Veno wins this. He's so low.
Tyler is trying to make dreams
Veno.
come true. He lands
Oh yeah,
another
oh yeah.
shot on the Veno down below, trying to deny the
Oh,
back-to-back.
3 HP, 3 HP.
Just needs the one chance, but he is already down. He's by himself.
Last shot wins.
So
Oh,
closing 3 HP.
oh my days.
Tyler clutches up.
Yeah, it's good, it's good. I put him up to, I think, third. I think I put him to third, guaranteed.
And he definitely deserves
Wait, I'm checking.
it. There's
Who's
one thing
first?
you cannot deny. A professional player
No,
will
don't
know
it puts him down to
it's
7th.
dangerous no matter who you are.
Veno and Curve 7th.
To Tyler and Chance.
Wait, how does that work? Because they were just
What an
5th.
Exceptional. Game number 8 there we just saw, Jacob.
Yeah, I was saying Tyler.
That's updated as well, because Cold and Rapid 446. 8 games played. Wait, uh-oh. Clix and Higgs in 9th. Clix and Higgs in 9th. Uh-oh.
Tyler's walking around taking these shots. I'm like, oh,
Oh my days, they didn't get a single point in that game, they died early in.
I just,
Yeah.
you know, it's one of those situations,
No.
right, when you're like,
What's the
dude,
cap now?
this is Curve and Veno, right?
Well,
Like,
no.
we're about to see the back-to-back
If-
8 to a grand.
If people still believe in Clix, they must be a Clix blazer. He's 150 points away from first.
Like, GG, just kidding, it's all fine. Like,
I mean-
Kelly, and then just to hit those shots. To hit those shots in, again,
Is he?
like in a 1v2, in a Grand's lobby.
I've refreshed it like 3
Oh
times.
my gosh.
I know no one wants to be
Oh, wait,
stuck
no, I'm
in
on
the
day
low
one,
ground
I'm on
when
day
there's
one.
so much chaos going on, but having 90 builds in the final moment right
Oh,
there,
yeah.
when there was literally only 3 other players alive, just goes to show that maybe getting those refreshes can be so beneficial
Wait.
because you just say you stay
Oh my days,
stocked
look at the
up.
average elims.
Man, Tyler there, he played that low ground so well, and that's not to the detriment
Look at the average
of Veno
elims,
and
my
Curve.
days.
They played height really well too. You could hear our
I think they've won
talking
this.
about it.
If they're getting 15 kills on average, they've won this.
So that gives you that kind of understanding that Veno and Curve were aware of the position that Tyler was in. And look at this, even in these moments, he didn't have any build.
Oh, I know, average elim sucks. I was looking at average placement.
Is what made the difference.
We tuned in. He was in 11th zone and he had 1 build. Skip ahead 1 elimination. When's
Wait,
the
I don't
last
get-
time we
I don't
saw
get what's
anybody
the
in any
difference between
competition
Veno
with
and Curve day
triple
1 and today.
digit builds
What did they
in
do
the
so much more
final
better,
zone
apart
of the
from
game?
living?
And, I mean, listen, I wanted Veno and Curve to go ahead and win this game because the Surgeons up the leaderboard. Yeah, that would have helped them just that much more. But as soon as I saw
No.
100 plus materials, 100 plus builds on Tyler, I was like, this one,
Yeah.
he's going to be an absolute castle to take down, and he absolutely proved
He
it.
could do.
Shout out to Veno, though, because even with the odds
Oh,
stacked
no,
against
wait.
him, took him down to 3
I have a
HP,
feeling
it was
Peterbot
close.
will drop on
It was,
someone.
man. I cannot believe how much
He's not doing
day
too bad now
2 is
either. He's only
delivering.
3 points behind from
208
Acorn.
points. And now we are looking to cement ourselves in that top 13. Shout outs to Tyler and Chance. Okay, we're going to go to a break. When we return, again, we've got to take a look at the standings. How are things developing? More after this break. Stay tuned.
Who's in the top 5? Wait. Is that I'm enough? Oh, it is. Wait, I'm enough is 22nd. Then in Bucky 32. Wait, who's last? Oh, it's M-Pen and Jack in last. No way. The average placement is 43rd. The only way Clix and Higgs win this, they need to win every single game, but like, there's no chance of that happening. I mean, I see them winning. I don't know, actually. I don't even see them winning one game. How have they managed to get the most wins of anyone, and yet not even be in the top 5? Peterbot's got no wins in his top 5. I don't know if Higgs is doing good as an IGL. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he doesn't have the mindset. Thank God that's TikTok. I may watch this in my bed. I can hear you now, yeah. Oh, no. Well, I can, but like barely.
Carbon Venom. Carbon Venom. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wait till you guys see the standings. First off, in case you missed it, welcome back to the FNCS. It is a great day to be watching Fortnite. We just watched an incredible game.
Bro, 4 minutes until the next game starts.
Another Victory Royale. Second place, 9 elims. I told you we'd have to look at these
Nice Aussie
standings,
antic
right?
video,
Because I'm
mate.
telling you, game to game, it feels like I have no sense of stability, Kelly. It feels like every time I have a semblance of like, this must be the way this is going, right?
Is that new for you?
Aside, you know what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like instability is part of your lifestyle, Zeke. I don't think that's anything new whatsoever. But for the FNCS broadcast, seeing our leaderboard shake up this much, Vivid, might be a little bit new. I definitely thought the leaderboard was going to be ready. There we go. Okay, Vivid, take it away.
Curve and Veno started the day in 10th place. I talked about it. They were 113 points behind first place. After just 2 games, they're now 20 27 points behind first place. And that Elim column, it just keeps getting crazier. Zeke, you talked about it. It was at 40. Now it's at 49.
I am just shocked. Something that Kelly said at the start of yesterday, right? We kind of were hinting at this extra point, right? Again, it's like 1 point really doesn't sound like a lot, but when you put it in the hands of a Curve and Venom who want to get aggressive, they want to get in these boxes, they want to take these fights. I mean, look at how it's paying off. We have just after 2 games, we started the day, Kelly, in 10th. We are now 2nd.
And it's not even like they're just kind of running on the low ground getting these eliminations. No, they're also making sure that they're stealing height, checking high ground, making sure that they're taking away other opportunities from other teams. So it's not, again, what are they doing right, but what are they taking away from everyone else? And Curve and Vinu are doing a great job with those sneaky height steals that we love to see Acorn do, and to see them use that strategy to be able to even just punish height. Obviously, coming into this final moment, the 1v2 against Chance or against Tyler, probably not the position that Benno wanted to be in right now, but regardless of that, they are pushing themselves up the leaderboard right now. And I'm looking at EU. The most eliminations we saw out of a team coming from Europe was Sky and Scroll with 57 eliminations.
Oof.
And looking to see 49 for Curve and Venno. And considering the game or the day that they had yesterday to the day that they're having today, I wonder if they're going to end up with more elims than them.
I gotta say, Zeke, what a weird lobby that was too, with the high ground. At one point there was nobody up there, and all of a sudden, Peterbot and Polyo are kind of going for it. And then when Curve and Venno went for it, there was nobody up there as well. Peterbot and Polyo had to fall down and did that huge overdrive grenade again, right where they're all the way up in the sky. And I was looking up and I was like, oh my gosh, look, is that a bird? It's a plane? No, it's the plane that brought Venno over from EU to NA all the way up there, man. That's how high they're getting for some of these height retakes. I mean, it's incredible. Game 7, Game 8, it went the exact same way. They took height at the exact same time. And like I mentioned, man, Game 7, they look like a different duo. Game 8, they repeated it. 4 more games. These guys look like they're going to win this thing.
Oh, man. Guys, we can't forget, right? Cold and Rapid, look at them up there right now. Of course, not a ton of points ahead, but what strikes me as crazy is Cold and Rapid, this last game, they hit a 10th place with 4 elims. They have only had 1 game outside of the top 10. Only 1 game, and that was that 26-1 that we called a quote-unquote mistake, right? The blunder that kind of cost them all of these additional points. But even in these situations where they're finding themselves in shambles situations, we're still pulling off 10 places, top 10 with 4 elims. That's scary stuff, Kelly.
Yeah, and that is exactly what Cold and Rapid are doing so well, is that even though they're not, even if they don't get their pop-off game, they're still making sure that they at least make it to the very final moment to get those placement points. And then when they do have everything right, that's when they pull off the pop-off game. So I'd love to see another game like that coming out of them.
Cold and Rapid, they keep trying to build some sort of a lead, but teams, they just keep keeping themselves close. They're like, what the heck? Where did Curve and Venom come from? I thought we were fine. Red Acorn and Bolts are doing a little bit worse today. Oh, man, these guys got to be sweating, but they're cool, calm, collected. 4 games left to go. Hopefully they can hold on.
Oh, man, game number 9. Only 4 left before we conclude the grand finals. Casters, we're going to send it your way to prepare us for game number 9.
Glad you guys had a little moment to breathe and relax there. One thing's for certain, Jacob, 2 games can change so much of the dynamic right now. Curve and Venno proving that every team that is due for a pop-off will have it. And to go back-to-back like that, so impressive.
It's definitely going to be tough, but one thing that I've learned from Fortnite, I've heard from Fortnite over the years, high ground, they might win games, but low ground tends to win championships, and I'm not sure. We've seen Cold and Rapid on high ground once throughout this week, and I'm not sure how much that will change, but the next game is ready, so let's jump right into the action.
The Major 1 Finals
I
game
think someone's
9
gonna drop on
begins
Venom
here
Tears.
and now. You're just tuning in.
Not
You've
this
missed
game.
quite the weekend. The ups, the downs, the emotional roller coaster we have been going through is all coming to an end here soon. Just 4 games ahead of us now, Jacob, as we're getting into the deep end, the deep water of this Fortnite competition. And Curve and Venno just proven to us that, hey, yesterday, they clearly had everything on lock. Things just didn't quite line up for them in the end game. But today, it is starting to click. And for Tyler and Chance, right, this is a team that's had a lot to deal with as well. But Tyler popping off right now, really getting his money's worth. And don't forget, they haven't been perfect either, but they found themselves inside the top 10 off of that monstrous performance.
Big moments here, kind of closing up day 4
You see who
games.
became,
Might seem like
what do you
luck,
call
but
it,
it definitely isn't. Threats and Beer
champions
probably are feeling
on
it.
E.
In that last game, Monster, they were inside of that top 13 bubble.
Yeah.
Went down relatively early and fell all the way down to 15th place because of these off-spawn contested fights. So with Blanks and Mako, you can see they're trying to make a last-ditch effort towards the top of the leaderboard. For Threats and Beer, they're right there. So we talk about mind games. What does that do to a team like Threats and Beer? Do you play aggressive? Do you try to go ahead and disengage, split the drop? I think there's a lot of decisions to be made for Threats and Beer, and there's not a lot of time to make those decisions.
That last game, they only survived for 5 minutes. 5 minutes means they fell in 41st place. They were on track to remain in qualification range, of course, for that land spot, the prestigious land spots that are available. Now they slipped down to 15. So that 20-point gap that you talked about, I mean, that was given and then some. Now it's an uphill battle for them to find their way back into the race. major.Peterbot on the other side, you know, trying to figure out what's going on with this team here. They've had, overall, if you just look at the overall performances, pretty good. However, the best of the best, right? Those that are up at the very top are just outpacing them by a significant margin as far as overall consistency. So will Peterbot and Pollo get their moment to finally win a game is the question.
Yeah, especially, you know, you kind of look at some of these teams at the top of the leaderboard and their overall match history, and you kind of look at it from anybody else, you're like, man, that's a good match history. But for the teams like Peterbot and Pollo, the teams like this Clix and Higgs, when you start off the first 3 games for Clix and Higgs with victory royales, it kind of sets the tone and the pace for the rest of the tournament, but then things don't necessarily go your way. With one of the best POIs, they got 4 games left. I think anything is possible, especially since the last couple games to start the day. They have their head on straight. They're still staying to their plan, going for high ground when they can. It's just unfortunate. I think more and more teams are ready to make the risk with everything on the line today.
For me, I still can't be the only one who's wondering why in the world did they end up at the Dark Dominion against Golden Rapid, who are clearly playing that's a cut above the rest of the competition right now. So we'll keep eyes on this. This is obviously one of the stronger draw spot teams tend to rotate into for Metal. Let's give this little highlight here, some action. Noisy and Neo just holding down the Sanctuary once again, finding a nice little lurk play there. Meanwhile, Tyler and Chance survived the Boulevard. Looks like Curve and Veno have not decided to push down south towards this team, and instead they end up disengaging and out towards the southern edge of the map.
This is something we saw Tyler and Chance do in that last game. They landed the south side of Battlewood. Sometimes it can be a little contested, so they immediately go towards the south and try to cut off the loot path of any of these teams that are on this portion of the map. Going to be plenty of opportunity depending on what your timing is, but it seems like Tyler and Chance barely missed their window. Players going to go ahead and rotate around for free. Aviv and King, though, another team. Aviv, we were talking about solo clutch and big impact points. Aviv was one of those players on the top of the leaderboard, and then you take into a fact like the eval finals right before FNC has started. They were the only team to win 2 different games, so they have the blueprint. Just unfortunately, we really haven't seen the success that we'd hope for from a team like this. Kind of seeing if they can really bounce back in today's tournament. I think there's plenty of time and opportunity. They're at 174 points, though. About 80 points down away from that top 13 window.
Yeah, it looks like every other game they're making somewhat of a semblance towards the end game, but not quite being able to push the boulder past the mountain there, get that momentum going. But Veno and Curve actually find Magma, G-Monster right here, trying to set up. And I thought he was spotted out. Magma's got no idea that he's actually approaching this close here. I want to know if he's going to go for the high ground player or the low ground ones. G-Monster's exposed as well.
I think they might just go for a straight chop, but Magma's dropping down low, so he's probably going to wait for the window to open. He go ahead and disengage out. G-Money gets spotted out on the other side. Don't take your pick at this point, because Veno and Curve are ready to go all in. Boxes up one, slides into the box onto Magma. Now they're going to go ahead and take down G-Money. A quick 2 eliminations. Veno and Curve, they're not slowing down.
And I've worked with Veno enough times to know exactly what his thought process there, right? Put the pressure down on the other opponent. The other one's going to get risky. He plays the switch, reverse card, lands on him, boxes him up before he even recognizes he's actually the one that's the target. Veno is just playing different right now. And again, this is no different than what we saw yesterday. They have been overly successful in the early game. And now that they're finding the end game kind of formula, right, the solution to their problems, that's why they've been able to close this gap so fast.
Not sure how many teams can really take them on head-to-head with the way they're playing so far, so you maybe have to catch them on a rotation, maybe get them lobby focused. But Bolts and Acorn talked about their strategy. Vivid broke it down, that long launch pad towards the back. They combine both the Fizz and the Shockwave for easy rotations just like this. You jump on board Creon Dragon, the third party to fight to start the game yesterday. It was Reet and Cooper as well. We talk about threats and fear falling outside of the bubble. Reet and Cooper are surely close to that same situation. Not sure how Cooper went down in that last game, but we saw Reet by himself in some of those later zones, struggling to get out alive. So this is going to be a little bit of a makeup game, a little bit of redemption to kind of build that confidence back up.
We got tagged back in exchange there a few times, so just giving away some of the items that they're, of course, hard.
Charlie, someone on EU had a crash out on their teammate.
Cooper was lost, like we mentioned, really early.
Oh! Bro, chill, please.
No, we're just dying so dumb because you're fucking retarded and can't say if you have the better job or not.
Okay, bro. Okay, good luck.
Yeah, get out, bro. Fucking retard, bro. Telling me, like, fucking $1 million tournament and just being a fucking idiot, bro. Fucking asshole. Claiming me the entire tournament just being fucking dog shit, bro. Carrying him in the heats, doing 100 points alone.
Yeah, that was someone on EU on Glands. He literally left his party. Yeah. Jew. He got angry at his team and he left. I tagged you in it.
No time to pop the shield though, so he's buying himself a good amount of time. And the longer they stay in the zone, if Aegis and Ritual don't heal up, they could be one shot away, but they sneak the shot through in yet again. And the numbers advantage work in their favor. Aegis and Ritual solidify their second elimination here. My only question, Monster, is how much damage they took overall chasing that one down.
Yeah, definitely wasn't the cleanest fight. SU Dozer against Acorn and Bolts right now on the edge of Storm here. Dozer SU looking to rotate out right now. Little did they know, though. Seems like there might be a duo here watching this little angle. It's actually Ravens and CDZ who have a bit of a choke point here down on the low ground. But Acorn and Bolts hold strong. They want to maintain position here in the bush. CDZ had no idea they were there. So there it is. They get a couple attacks. Off they go.
Good rotation here for Acorn and Bolts, putting them much ahead of the curve. But one thing I noticed kind of looking at that leaderboard, you got Cold and Rapid in first, Veno and Curve in second place. Which you're thinking both big teams, right? But remember the reason why Veno came from EU to play on NA in the first place. It was to play with Cold. They had a bunch of lackluster performances.
I think he crashed out, you know.
Them to split different ways. At one point, you saw the Peterbot and Pollo split up. Veno was going to play with Peter, but then he went with Curve. Cold was like, I'm going with Rapid. They already qualified for the Reload Elite Series Finals, so they already had that chemistry. I think the community saw that one coming from a mile away. So it's interesting to see two teammates who broke up now fighting for first and second place on the leaderboard.
That's right, and Minish has that LAN experience as well, right? So bringing something totally new to this team here. And if they continue to do what they're doing and stay on track to make it to LAN, that's going to pay off for sure. Just positioning here from Bucky and Zen underneath the bases of Noisy and Neo.
I like it to not take too much damage or too much focus. Kind of makes it a little bit easier to rotate without shockwaving a high distance away to take damage. But they're not going to get as much opportunity to get served. The team above is going to get first strike at that. And by the time they can even open up their walls and try to get their own shots to connect, imagine that team be long gone out of that position. As That's where Buckhands in. Trying to time it perfectly. They got to watch out for Neo and Noisy up above. They don't want to take any free damage, especially if they haven't been able to accumulate enough on their own.
Yeah.
The zone not too far away from Dark Dominion at the current time. Cold and Rapid positioned up above. And honestly, there's no real reason for Cold and Rapid to stray away from their strategy. You know, you don't fix what isn't broken. If their worst placing is going to be a 26 and kind of an outlier game, and after that it's a 10th place, honestly, you'd be crazy to switch things up for no reason.
We're starting to think, you know, should we be upset if Venno flies in from EU and wins an FNCS here, man? Hey, you know, now we got to start, like, asking these types of questions here. I don't know how to feel about it. It's getting pretty contentious up at the top.
It's definitely going to help his case. I know how he feels about the comparison for EU and NA, and he's just right there. Honestly, less than 20 points away at this current time, closing the gap as the game does go on. See Reed and Cooper on the distance, trying to make up for that last game. Still kind of waiting, biding their time. This is where a lot of teams, you know, if you look at the strategy from Clix and Higgs, and you were asking the question, how did Higgs go down? You can almost imagine a situation like this, coming in, using the wonky wheel, and a lot of these teams, just like, you know, Reed and Cooper, Cold and Rapid, are positioned high up in their surge tower bases, so you're not going to be out of render distance as you would think.
Yeah, they got eyes on the boxes, right? We already kind of called this before. Teams that are positioned on bases do tend to wait things out and try to look for opportunity for things that are going to rotate, pass. Again, this is game number 9, 12.
No, he's still alive.
Format here, always keeping us on our toes. As things are starting to heat up, the 50-50 zone's going to pop, and it's coming up this way. You know, and this is kind of risky, right? You know, Jacob, we talked about teams that kind of play deep into the storm right here, and then the zone pulls your way, and you just stay here, right? And you kind of tank all of this storm. Now, what you're doing is you're opening yourself up to potential sickness, but also, obviously, it's going to cost you a lot of heals.
Yeah, a lot of your resources. That's kind of the give and take of a game like this. You know, we talk about a similar scenario when somebody's getting struck down by Storm Surge. Do you out-heal it? Do you try to get eliminations? So hopefully with their positioning here, they do full zone. Reed and Cooper, they're going to go through their splashes, maybe some pizzas to try to maintain their position, not only on high ground, but on the north side of the map where it's going to
he's not even 12 yet.
A bit slower to travel through. Muds and Sphinx, Storm Surge does activate 175 above the damage threshold.
I thought it was 12.
You're seeing they're only peeking for small opportunities. They're level with the ground, so they're not going to get as much information from all the teams rotating in.
I'm still on Clix and Higgs now, so maybe they're chilling.
Do we have an in-game event happening right now?
Yeah, they still haven't died yet.
Sphinx and Muzz just kind of hanging out right now. I like the spot that they're in, you know, 150 above. Not too
No one
bad,
in the top 10 has died so far.
safe. However, it can go either way.
As a duo,
I should say. Now have already found themselves pretty content, right? They find their elimination, they get the big cleanup here, and they haven't quite left. They just took the surge base and turned it into their own strategy. Now the zones continue to pull this way. They're going to have to shockwave out here shortly. Here it goes. Around the team, but someone was waiting for them to make that move. A little bit of damage onto curve, but Venno goes untouched.
Yeah, those are the risks versus the reward that I kind of look at in situations where you're shockwaving off a height. You have a good bird's eye view when you're able to kind of be up here, Monster, but once you shockwave down, you kind of leave yourself open to taking the shots, just like you saw there. But they were very, very proactive in the early game. They're able to pad that cushion when it comes to Storm Surge, so they can take minimal damage just like that. You see Clix and Higgs still rotating in from Wonky Land. A little bit of slower rotation than others. They're taking a lot of the focus, and this is what happens when you fall behind with the rest of the pack.
I was wondering if we're going to get a little update on Clix and Higgs here.
Oh.
Performance.
Clix and Higgs ain't got much surge.
Been up short from what we expected. It's hard to live up to that hot start. Look at this.
What the f?
10 wagers here, tries to go.
Oh, Venno killed him. Wait, Venno killed this kid.
Caught in the process. Also find themselves below the surge. So
wait, they got 2 kills.
Venno takes full advantage of that. They get
800 buff surge.
They might even build into the zone here with a monstrous metal base if they wanted to. I was going to say, they obviously have enough mats to do so.
Wait, did he beam him? Oh my day. Oh, he got like 3 shots.
Next there, Jake.
Just big damage. Not sure what Slepsy was thinking, but I saw him 500 below the
Maybe he hasn't updated. I don't know.
Trying to drop on anybody with a surprise attack. Tries to get the one pump, but I did see, the
Oh wait,
teammate just kind of go down right behind
People and
Paper,
Clix
who's
are quite
looking
close.
not even in that direction. Probably after the elimination got cleaned up, the loop kind of made itself known. Paper looks around.
I'm surprised Rapid didn't look at that. I thought he was going to try and look at it.
Rapid. See them continuously staying on these mid layers.
Oh wait, V killed someone I just saw. Oh no, enough died.
Change up anything here. 313 damage above the threshold, just waiting for the next zone to pull, and more than half of the lobby just got a max pull over to
Wait, Cuban Venom on high ground. Well, not high ground, but above everyone. Pollo killed someone. Wait, no, Clix. 150 below. What are they doing today? Bro, it was like the trios, the last FNCS and trios, where they had a good day one and a bad day two. Wait, Clix. He 1v2'd that. Aww. Clix, what are you doing?
And the runway is starting to open up now. Meanwhile, Curve and
He's too old now. There's no way he can win.
for the team over here. They have high ground and max material once
I mean, he's like 21, 22.
Yeah, I'm not sure if these were all
No,
of their
Higgs is like, Higgs is like 19.
Base to base in the last couple of zones to make sure they maintain their presence up above. You see him on all that extra loot building outward, not necessarily to hold the tarp, but just to get their edge inside of the zone. Peterbot and Pollo filmed the same struggle. For a moment, one below the damage threshold. They quickly prop themselves back up, 89 above. Pollo looking toward the backside of zone, trying to get some easy damage. Peterbot on the hunt for some
Pigs and Clix doing today? Playing so bad.
Continue to build up on that storm surge. Only 3 players need to go down before it
I think Clix plays better when he's streaming guns.
So do Cold and Rapid. There goes another one for Cold, adding to his total.
It's crazy, man. The amount of
I know grinds is getting hard, but like, jeez, mate.
And they're in the lead, mind you, right? So this is really gonna give them that room to run away with it.
How do you go from having an amazing day one to then amazing 3 first, an amazing, to then fumbling it?
Just hits a little different too. So for some, they're looking to unify the belts. For others, they're trying to put the stamp on their name. And for folks like Curve,
Like Venom and Curve had 100 points coming into day 2. Now they're on 419.
First, you gotta do it. Rapid and Cold continue to play the strap. Going for low.
They had like one. They went at 200. They were below 200.
So they will need a big refresh.
I'll even check. I'm sure they were below 200. Day 1. Oh yeah, 226 they had. Still, that's not even that much. Oh. Oh yeah. Right. No, they're next to each other. And people killed Mass anyway. Yeah, there's no way he lives.
Everybody forced to rotate in, finds a Fizz, trying to take advantage of that, but he runs into Peterbot and Pollo on the other side of the wall.
No, he's not fine. Rapid's dead. He's got 2 fishing rods. Wait, Cable Knight again. Wait, where's Venom? Is he? Oh yeah. Wait. They got 8 kills this game as well. Wow, that's a good look. No, Pollo got no kill. Top 12. If he even gets to top 10, I think they take the lead. No, Peter, stop being weird. You're so weird. What do you need height for? You're literally about to die, and you want height. It's still good though. Wait, if Cole dies now, I think Venom and Curve take the lead. Well, I'm gonna check. I don't know how far it is though. Oh, it's day 1, my bad. Right. I'm not gonna say who's first. I'm not saying who's first, but it's not Venom and Curve.
monstrous refresh, and he picks up everything here. Gets the chug jug as well.
This is miles behind. Like, this game's already ended.
Gets caught there by Javi in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wins, but it's quite obvious who wins.
Finds his way into top 5. When we last checked in, it was
Yeah.
20th place.
They only even lead though by 9 points.
Showing us how badly he wants it. Bolting on the low ground.
Yeah, but only by 9 points.
Full duo versus, of course, Peterbot Pollo pressure from
Kev and Venno are 9 points behind.
Yeah, Bolts is getting pressure from
Cold dive early on.
Both of the duos sandwich him, eat him alive, but there comes the drop down.
I don't know.
Peterbot realizing it's going over recycled builds. They can maintain.
Wait, how early did Cold Rapid die to? Oh, they died in 17th. Wow. Yeah, they're in second by. Wait, took away 5. No, wait, they're 6 points behind Kev and Venno. They literally just need they need 2 kills and they're ahead. So it's either. Yeah, they're only 6 points behind. 7 points to take the lead. Wait, were they close to winning or no? No. I can just tell they're nowhere near close. But he's given up. He's given them. What's bro doing in Grand's emoting? You can tell he's not taking it seriously. Yeah. I wonder if he even gets close. Does he even get close or does he just give up? If he gives up, then it's not a proper win. That's not a proper win. Like, I know he couldn't do nothing, but that's not a proper win. So, Peterbot, Pollo in first, 6 points ahead of Curve and Venno. Cold and Rapid, wait, so the people who can still win are Pete, Venno, Cold, Aiders, Acorn, Diminished, Visuals, Muzz, and Tyler. That's it. Clix has no chance of winning.
It's happening! It's happening! Peterbot Pollo! Okay.
Clix is at 312 points. Peterbot is at 485. He has no chance of winning, even if he wins every single game. That's a Clix and Clix have no chance of winning, even if they win every single game now. They're down in 10th. They're barely even the top 10. You can't even know who's like selling. There's definitely someone selling. Not every game, obviously. I know. How come they can get 2 wins back to back, but now they can't even get in the top 5? Not even the top 10. I don't think they've gone top 10 yet. No, they haven't gone top 10 yet. Clix and X. I'm not even joking. No, but I mean, like, today, the games, they haven't gone the top 10 once. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've gone a 13th, 36, and 28th.
They really haven't. I mean, their best placement was a 5th place. We're used to seeing these guys just win games, take high ground, convincing.
No one clicks though. He's not going to drop Higgs.
But that being said, they kept themselves in contention, right? Even though
Higgs had the offer to like duo with Rapid again apparently, and he said no.
They were still in like 6th place going into that game, right? Just close.
Higgs apparently had the offer to play with Rapid, and Higgs said no.
For them to kind of catch back up. You know, there's like they're just always flying around, always buzzing around.
Apparently Higgs, yeah. About last season or something. Rapid said, does he want to play with Higgs? And Higgs said no.
They win the game, and I saw how many points they have.
I don't know, but
see the leaderboard after we come back.
I mean, if Higgs wanted to try and do decent, I think he should have played with Rapid. I'm not saying Clix is bad, but I mean, it's either the mindset they have right now is not good, or it's just them in general. It's probably both. Alright, let me mute that. I don't know if that's copyright.
Welcome back, fam. Game number 9. Peterbot Polio decide, you know what, Zeke? It's
Oh
time
wait, the audio's back.
We're gonna get ourselves a little victory out with
I can't hear my game. I can't hear the
They end that
thing.
game with
Can't hear the people.
485 points. Kelly, of course it happens like this. I know I let you write the script for this major. And man, oh man, of course, with 3 games left to go, we get a VR out of Peterbot and Pollo. Now of all times, Kelly, now!
This is when they always do it. They always like to build a little bit of a story because we always go into every major thinking that Peterbot and Pollo are going to run away with it. That's just boring writing, Zeke. So instead, they make everyone sweat a little bit. They have a little bit of a struggle through day 1. And then it's day 2, in the second half of day 2, where they really start to show everyone why they are the demons of North American Central. Peterbot and Pollo now with just a 6-point lead over Curve and Venno. But more importantly, Vivid, I'm looking at Cold and Rapid dropping down. But again, that drop is not that far.
All of these teams are close enough. I mean, 30 points separates first and 5th place. But, I mean, Peterbot and Polio, it may have taken 9 games for them to